Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Nichijou episode 14. Last week I wasn't able to publish any videos because I was working on one of my projects and really that take all my time and I could not even record. So yeah, it was a heavy project, at least different from what I usually do, and it was a pretty interesting story. I need to improve a ton of stuff, of course, but yes, that was the first installment of It All Begun. It's going to be a kind of a series. It's not going to be just as my reaction. I'm not going to be posting it every week or perhaps every month or so, or perhaps just when I really like an anime. Anyway. Obviously, I couldn't record the last week episode of Nichijou. I'm just going to do it right now. And of course, it's episode 14. This is important because last time we get a very important changing in the series. So far we have the status quo, all of the characters were kind of separated, but now we have perhaps an influence in that everybody is connected thanks to the school. And of course Nano is the one that is just recently entered to this ground of the school, of course, and that is going to make a huge change because how this is going to affect the professor. Is the professor going to mature a little bit more, or is the professor still going to be a crazy child? I'm still not sure. Perhaps it affects absolutely nothing and we still receive the craziness and the amazing jokes that we receive every episode. I'm certain of nothing, but I was so happy when I saw that in the last episode. I was genuinely so happy. It filled me with so much joy. So yeah, hopefully we're going to see some changes, or perhaps not, and yeah, that is still going to be funny. But knowing this series has surprised me a lot of times. When I take something for granted, this took it and yeah, changed what I was expecting, which is something I'm really grateful for. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm prolonging way too much this presentation. Let's just cut all of this and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 14th episode of Nichijou. And it was everything I wanted. Everything that I spoke about in my last episode, this make it a reality. I genuinely wanted to see Nano in the school. I wanted to see Nano going with Yukko, with Mio and with Mai. I wanted to see in this new environment. And of course, the only one is missing here is the professor. But that makes sense, of course. Perhaps later on we're going to see a combination of all of our characters together in this school. But yeah, it was just wonderful. Again, this episode hit me at the beginning with the happiness of Nano, which is just adorable, genuinely adorable. And yeah, how she's so happy to have her new uniform as she's taking pictures alongside with the uniform, not with hair on the uniform. No, she's just taking pictures, the uniform here and hair here. Yeah, too many H's. Anyway, but yeah, it's just so cute to see Nano this happy for something as simple as to going to school, something that we take for granted. So yeah, it is genuinely happy and joyful to see this moment. And of course, she's taking care of the uniform, not allowing to Sakamoto go close to said uniform. And after that, of course, we get our new opening, which is again very energetic, but now including Nano as a new student, because yes, the the opening reflect Nano Joss, or the last opening reflect Nano Joss as well, the robot that is always alongside with the professor. But now we have Nano as a student, and I love the fact that it's still kind of Nano alongside with the professor, but with a new face of Nano. So yeah, the opening reflect a lot better what is going on that the first opening will have been doing. So yes, This is, I'm not saying that the first opening is bad, it's pretty good. I love the first opening, but I love this opening too. So yes, I genuinely like the imagery that was portrayed in the opening. I like the music. The lyrics are kind of nonsense for the show, because yes, they speak about romance, they speak about non-romance or platonic friendship in the second opening, of course. But it's kind of weird to connect all of this, especially with the voices given by the singers. So yeah, a great opening, just like the first one. We have, of course, Nano with her uniform, and now she's genuinely on uniform. So yeah, with the uniform on her. So yes, it's a weird sight for me, because I'm so used to seeing her just as a civilian and not as a student. But yeah, she's so happy, especially when Sakamoto, who doesn't understand why is she like this, when Sakamoto said, "Oh, yeah, you look like a normal teenage girl," and of course, as for us, it's easier to understand that Sakamoto, because she's so happy to say, "Oh, I am normal. I am just like any other student." I love the happiness of all this scene. And we saw the professor, and she's just getting up. And she said, "Oh, you look good." And of course, it's kind of a battle of compliments between the professor and Nano. It's adorable. It's cute. Even Nano believing, no, not Nano, the professor believing that Sakamoto was feeling kind of down because nobody has said that he looks good. She just jumps and grabs Sakamoto. And, "Oh, you look good too, Sakamoto." Again, a very cute scene. We have Nano, that very enthusiastic, is organizing her bag for school. And of course, we just got sneakers. That's it. Sneakers. Because she might be hungry on the way or during lunch. I don't know if sneakers is kind of paying Nichijou to just, well, as a publicity. It's publicity for sneakers. Because I saw the brand of sneakers during the credits, so yeah, a little bit weird in that moment, but let's not deal with that. Anyway, we got kind of a dubious moment for the professor, because she no longer wants Nano out for so long, because yeah, she's going to arrive home at 5 p.m. So yeah, that's pretty late. And of course, the professor grabs the bag and, "Oh no, you're not going to go anywhere," and then grabs the hat and rolls away until, well, bravery was the correct answer in this case. And Nano say, "Oh, I'm going to prepare your favorite meal. I'm going to buy you a shark sponge cake. And of course, I'm going to be giving you strawberry juice." After all of that, the professor accepts that. And she asks for something else, an award. I don't recall that. And I absolutely forgot to look it up. I'm going to put an annotation here. So yeah, anyway. We got Nano going to school again like a normal teenage girl, kind of nervous, kind of hurrying up because she doesn't want to be late to school, but still kind of self-conscious about the giant key on her back. So yeah, it's hard for Nano, and this self-consciousness just goes just right before entering the classroom. And of course, when she presents herself, she writes her name on the classroom on the blackboard. And she's very, very nervous trying to explain the giant key on her back. Obviously, there is no satisfactory explanation, and we just got there. But before that, we receive, of course, one of my favorite segments of this show, which is, of course, things that we think are cool. And in this case was upperclassmen that are very enthusiastic. And again, I love this segment because of the enthusiasm of Mio and Yukko. Yeah, I did a kind of combination of both names. And kind of the complete lack of interest from Mai. I love those segments for that. Anyway, we return to the school. This was a school-centric episode. And we go to the Go Soccer Club, which of course receive a new member. And you say, "Oh yes, we're just having fun. Go Soccer is not a real sport. We just made it up. And we're here just to have fun." But it turns out that this guy who, well, got into the club really went a similar club during his mid school, which is something so bizarre. And yes, of course, the president and the only other member of the club are kind of shocked. We got a little segment in which probably the two most nervous person in this anime kind of have an encounter. In this case, Nano and the teacher, the female teacher, and yes, is just mumbling from there on. Anyway, we return to the Go Soccer Club, and this time, these guys show us what the Go Soccer really is about. And it's impressive. It's good animation, it's very fluent animation, and it's kind of hard when you think about what the hell he's doing. He's balancing, obviously, the ball, which is already pretty hard, trying to balance two pebbles. Yeah, because I think that is what they used, a black pebble and a white pebble for goal, and trying to balance, of course, on the ball, which is, again, already hard. Balancing the ball alone is already hard with two small stones and not allowing anything else. And of course a suplex movement, which is obviously, I don't know what is the purpose of this sport or this game or whatever you want to call it, but it's genuinely impressive. Again, the animation is quite impressive in this moment, and of course the only member and the president are kind of shocked. What the hell is this? Of course, this is kind of piques the interest of our president of the club, and yeah, that is the end of the scene. Then of course we return with Yukko, which apparently went out to buy lunch for Mio, but she lost both shoes. One to a taxi, of course, which is something completely weird. How the hell did that happen? Yeah, I saw how that happened, but come on, it doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, while trying to run and catch the taxi, she lost the other shoe and it was stolen by a dog. Again, great animation in that moment, and the dog just runs away and she tried to call it. The short thoughts, we have the professor chasing Sakamoto with dirty hands, which is something I understand completely. I understand Sakamoto in this moment because I cannot tolerate dirty hands. I wash my hands very often during the day. It's kind of a tick I have. Really, I need to have my hands cleansed because I hate the sensation of dirt in my hands. I genuinely hate that. But yeah, I understand Sakamoto in that moment. Anyway, we return with Yukko because she's still chasing the dog now. And another different dog arrives and put his little paw on her back, and that's it. It's the same dog with the cap, and it's the same dog that we have seen before. We return to the school, and we return with Nano, which is eating lunch alone. But she believes that she freaked out everybody, and nobody wants to be her friend. This is not the case because just seconds later, Mio arrives and invites her to eat lunch because she wants to know her better. And this is a very cute moment, especially for Nano, because she's making friends, she is making progress. I love these little details of life, let's say. Yeah, it's so great to see this moment. Of course, Yukko interrupts this kind of calm moment. Oh yes, before that, of course, Mai shows her Buddha statue. I think it's Buddha. No, it's not Buddha. It's, well, her statue. I don't know which god or deity is that one. Her statue, and she's happy because, of course, Nano says, "Oh, this is pretty cool," and she's happy. A very shy smile. Then again, now, yeah, really. Yukko arrives and she discovers that actually Nano was a robot. Obviously, nobody else believed because this is Yukko. She can be kind of weird at times. But yeah, she just hit the nail on the head. So yeah, there is nothing else. Anyway, since the lunch was almost over, they ate a quick lunch. Well, Nano is frozen kind of, I don't know, in fear or shock. I don't know which one is that. The correct one. Anyway, we discovered that Yukko brought fried mackerel, which of course is not something that Mio wanted. She wanted fried noodles. And yes, when you hear this, the translation, because yeah, Yukko misheard what she wanted, and in the translation, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. How do you not hear noodles instead of mackerel? Yeah, for us, for the West, yeah, it's obvious that, man, come on. But once you start paying attention to the sounding words in Japanese, makes a lot more sense. It's not that Yukko really has poor hearing, it's just that they are pretty similar. Of course, this is super ridiculous when somebody asks for fried mackerel for lunch. But anyway, that shows how great of a friend is Yukko, because my guess fried noodles you can get in the school, but the fried mackerel, she went out and tried to get the fish so Mio can eat and be happy. So yeah, that speaks volumes of Yukko once you start to think about it. But of course, this provokes an angry rant between Yukko and between Mio, and everybody in the classroom was witnessing this. And of course, the argument was escalated little by little by little by little, and of course, the animation was spectacular at some point. Again, I'm not going to describe the argument point by point because I will just waste your time. It's just that yes, they were both really angry, and they start to attack. One is stupid, you can guess which one, and the other one, oh, the creepy or weird drawings and all of that. And yes, the argument escalate until again, this is pretty hard to describe, until Yukko kind of kneels, because yes, Mio wanted to Yukko to kneel, and she kneels, and it's a very angry kneel, let's say, to ask for forgiveness. And Mai puts a glass of water on the lower back of Yukko. She throws the freaking glass of water. Mio avoids the freaking water. It hits in the back of another student, or punk student. Nano is shocked because she's watching all of this been developing, and when Yukko tries to hit Mai with her leg, and of course Mio is trying to hold the leg with her hands, both of them miss and hurt each other. And this is when the argument is kind of over. They start to attack each other. And yes, one of the attacks say, oh, if you like dragon, why don't you become a professional artist? And this is when the argument kind of swifts. Mio is no longer that angry. Yeah, she's kind of embarrassed in this moment. Oh, but what are you saying, you're dumb? Instead of saying stupid, she said dumb, which I think is a lower grade. I said, oh yes, but yes, I said that your drawings are that, and something like that. And then Mio gives another compliment. Oh, but you're comedic genius. And then pam, the arguments just de-escalate so quickly because they throw insults, which are actually well, compliments to each other. And we saw again compliment after compliment after compliment. And yes, in a very cute way, in a very lovable way. And yes, in the end, when it was kind of showing that they would hit each other, but actually they just gave the hand to each other, and that was the end of the argument. And that was it. A very cute moment, except for the punk guy, of course. He still received the freaking hit. But yeah, Nano learned this and watched in amusement, because she was not just amusement but amazement too. Yeah, she was so happy to witness all of this, and when she returned and tell the professor, she was so happy because she was in the school, and friendship is something so wonderful that Nano discovered outside of the professor, of course. And when she tried to do the same with the professor did not understand, but was happy to participate, and it was very, very genuinely cute and adorable for the professor and for Nano. Of course, Nano asked again to remove the key. The professor said no, and we have a small discussion between these two. Again, that is the end of the episode, and we receive a new outro. The outro was we have a side of the city in different parts, and of course in the city were all the characters of the show. Some of them we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen in the show, at least I do not remember. And we have different times of the day, I guess. It was morning, it was midday, and it was afternoon. And it is a very cute opening, just as the outro, just like the first outro that we saw from the first half of the series. It's a very cute, very calm, and very warm. I think that is the best word to describe this outro. And yes, I noticed that I missed the extra scene, well, not the extra scene, the preview of the episode that was given by a soccer ball, which is very sad, crying almost, because everybody kicks it, and the only thing it does is, well, being kicked and sleep, and that's it. Yeah, it was a great episode. It's probably my favorite episode, and yes, I have said this several times, but man, this speaks volumes of the show, that is really giving us a lot of great episodes. And yes, I have to correct something that I said before. In one of the previous episodes, I thought that the coin that we saw was a Mexican peso, that they just don't know how they look, and they just try to say, oh yes, this is the peso and that's it. But no, I was wrong. It was an Argentinian peso. So yeah, perhaps I haven't seen an Argentinian peso, but perhaps it's very similar to what is being shown in the show. So yeah, that is the little mistake I had. I corrected just now because they mentioned the nationality of the coin during the argument, of course. But it was fascinating, and I love how they kind of try to say Spanish or English, because they say Argentinian peso. So it was a combination of three languages in a certain point: Japanese, English, and of course Spanish, which is completely weird. Anyway, yeah, a great episode. My favorite so far. I don't know if I'm going to be saying this next week, but anyway, I think I really exhausted the topic of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, see you on the next one. Bye. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. And as always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.